Hello, I'm Eva, a machine vision specialist at IDS. In this video, I will show you how to integrate neuronal networks in our IDS Peak SDK. As deep learning is not only very present in our daily lives, but also in a huge amount of machine vision applications, there are various options to realize an AI-based image processing. There is, for example, our well-known IDS NXT, which offers smart image analysis directly on the camera. But there's also a second option. The proven tool IDS Lighthouse, as well as the CNNs you have trained for the NXT camera, can be used with the IDS Peak Inference Library too. Like this, you are able to use AI-based image processing not only with our intelligent NXT cameras, but also with any IDS industrial camera. IDS offers a comfortable and easy-to-use solution that already includes all necessary components to integrate an AI-based image processing in your IDS Peak application. Of course, IDS Peak is also open for using your very own implementations regarding AI-based imaging. With the IDS Peak Inference Library, though, we offer you a prefabricated, it's so easy solution with many benefits. One benefit is that the classification and detection networks, which you have trained for your NXT camera, can be reused in IDS Peak. Also, you can easily create new CNNs with the help of our training platform IDS Lighthouse. With the IDS Peak Inference Library, you can add AI-based image analysis to an existing IDS Peak application to add new features, for example. And there's also no need for a special intelligent camera, as the network is running on the host PC. So let's sum up what you need to use the IDS Peak Inference Library, and then take a brief look at these components. The first thing you need, and which you probably already have worked with, is any IDS industrial camera, and also IDS Peak installed on your PC. And what you also need is a neuronal network for classification or object detection trained with IDS Lighthouse. To be able to show you the necessary steps to use the IDS Peak Inference Library, I have prepared a small application here next to me. And you see in the tray some camera boards and some laying with a sensor up and some laying with a sensor board on the downside. And the goal of the application would be to detect each camera board and also to detect in which orientation, bottom up or bottom down, it's laying in the tray. So let's have a look at the first step that is necessary to prepare this kind of application. And the first step here would be IDS Lighthouse. IDS Lighthouse is our cloud-based training platform for your neural networks. There are easy-to-use tools that cover the entire workflow of creating datasets, labeling images, and also training the network. The good thing is, all IDS customers can try IDS Lighthouse free for 30 days. All you need to do is to log into IDS Lighthouse via your IDS user account. And the free trial period then starts immediately. If you want to continue with IDS Lighthouse afterwards, you can purchase license extensions with different durations in the IDS web store. The networks you train and download are not dependent on any license. You can use them for unlimited time. In IDS Lighthouse, once you're logged in, you can create your project for classification or object detection. Here you can see that I have created a project for the detection of camera fronts and backs for detection. Here on the left side, you can see that you are guided through all necessary steps that need to be performed to receive a ready-to-use neuronal network, like hints for grabbing the images, labeling them, and then finally training the network. here in the labeling section, you can see the images I have used for the training. And also the labels, for example here, for the camera fronts. In the training section, you can see my training for the camera board detection. And also here in the final section, some training history, which datasets I used, which configuration. And after the training, I can download my network here. And I can choose whether I want to download it for the usage with the IDS NXT or for usage with IDS Peak, which I did in this case. The CNNs for IDS Peak come with a file ending PDET for detection networks or PCLA for classification. For a more detailed session about how to use IDS Lighthouse, please refer to our Vision Channel video, AI without camera. You can also receive tips and tricks for good datasets in our how-to video, how to best create a dataset. With our CNN, which we just downloaded from IDS Lighthouse, we now have two options to use it with IDS Peak, which I would like to show you here. The first option is to use and load the CNN in the IDS Peak Cockpit, which is a very simple and fast way to test the results and perform the image processing. Of course, it is also possible to integrate the CNN into your own application. To do this, the IDS Comfort C API provides the necessary functionality. So let's have a look at the first option, the IDS Peak Cockpit. I can now open my camera here, adjust some parameters if necessary, like for example the exposure time. And then in this menu, the menu for the IDS Peak Inference Library, I can then load my detection networks for the camera birds. As soon as I click Add, the network is already enabled for image analysis. I can make the font size a bit bigger, and we can see that the network is already working very well. You can also set a confidence threshold here to show only the results that have a larger score than the threshold, and see statistics like processing time. As the inference is processed on the host system, the performance depends on the used system. I can now also try to turn one of the camera boards, and it is now also correctly detected with the next image as the backside of the camera. So this already works very well. So let's jump to the second option, integrating the CNN in your own application using the Comfort C library. Let's first have a look at the IDS Peak manual. Because here in Chapter E, you can find a guideline how to program with the CNNs. As you can see, there are code snippets available and also guidelines how to process to get the results in your images. Also, to get started easily, there is a ready-to-use code sample in the installation folder of IDS Peak. The code sample is located in IDS Peak Comfort C and then in the sample section, and it's called Inference. I have copied the project to a local folder in my PC, and I have built the project here. Here in the code, you can already recognize some of the commands we have just seen in the IDS Peak manual. For example, the Peak Inference CNN process frame. I will not dive too deep into the implementation of the sample now, but let's have a look what it offers when we let it run. In the console, I can first choose which camera to open, which is only one option in this case. And now I can select the path for my CNN to use. which is the CNN for detecting my camera boards. I can just copy the file path here, and then I can add the name of the detection networks. After this, I get some information about the network, and I can enter a threshold for the inference, which we can, for example, now choose 60%. So every result that is above 60% probability will be given out to me via the program. And now we already see one image has been analyzed, and I get my results for the camera fronts and camera backs, which also worked very well. So what we have seen in this video is that all sorts of AI-based image processing can be used with IDS-Peak and IDS cameras. Neural networks trained with IDS Lighthouse can be deployed on NXT cameras as well as in IDS-Peak. If you're interested in further information about this topic, don't hesitate to contact our sales or support team. We are happy to advise you on which solution is best suited for your application. Thank you for watching.